The modern day slave master found out that reggae was another day and a platform to give answers to the unanswered questions, solutions to the problem, a platform to teach the people. Reggae was more the crying sound of the inner city, the ghetto. Reggae was the voice of the people, the voice of those who are afraid to speak, of those who don't want to speak. It was a form of strength for the weak. So the modern day slave master decided to launch an attack, both on the music and the messenger. They knew not to approach physically, so they tried it mentally. The early messenger of the music was mostly Rasta men. So what they did, they turned the pressure on the Rastas. They came with this propaganda that Rasta men are black heart men and they will arm the kids. If a Rasta man enter the school compound, the teachers would lock up the classrooms and the security would come and try to get him off. And if he doesn't want to get off the school compound, then they would call the police. As kids, we were told if we are on the street and was approached by a Rasta man, we should run. They would take us away and cut out our heart. We must not listen to them, just start running. It was more like a crime just to wear your locks, you know. Police would see and stop you as a Rasta and start to harass you. Sometimes they'll put their hands on them. They could end up in jail. But the Rasta man still trod and go through. With him butter pan and him calabash. Burn out the meat kind, strictly vegetarian. And he might tell the people why them shouldn't eat certain things because it's not good for them. But because a Rasta, people now listen to that. The Rasta no use comb, neither in him hair and his head nor his beard. His ear would stay just the way it grow. At one point, all Rasta man would have to find his own work. He'd have to be like entrepreneur because he would not be employed in anyone's business. He would look at with a scorn. Rasta couldn't be teacher, police, doctor, nurse. The mere fact him say Rasta, society reject him. Even if a man sight up what the Rasta say, he might for disguise as a bald because he don't want to undergo the treatment that the Rasta was undergoing. And because of the treatment where the Rasta man them get, in my mind, Bustamante character remain questionable and he is expected to do unthinkable things. Over a period of time, the Rastaman music take off, reaching the four corners of the earth, where I speak of the reggae music. And people started loving it and look forward to the words that the Rastaman bring. The Wailers step in and turn it up loud, where I speak about Bob Marley, Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer. Joe Higgs and Ras Michael do them thing, and me I tell you say the thing was really happening. But by this Babylon find out say reggae ought to bring I and I people together, both home and abroad. This time, and a Rasta alone I sing reggae music, you have also ballad. When I say ballad, I mean man when I sport locks. But most of them started out as a ballad, and then as time progress, them start to grow them natty. Because them find say the people abroad accept this music by the Rasta. This music was so powerful. So Babylon have to find a way of step in and curve the thing, water it down, and get it for them way. They knew it was in slavery when speaking of house slave and field slaves. They also knew how they trained their slave and the mindset they created. What they used was money, awards, and status. So they con them in their tracks and get them where they want them to be. The American rappers was already conned out in their tracks by having them signing contracts. What a name. So they were getting big money for deals. And their hit records was mostly on crime and violence. talking about Crips and Bloods and drive-by shooting and murdering and blood. By this time, they were not only singing it, but they were actually living it. By seeing these lives in movie and documentary, just then, the Jamaican artists would realize that they are performing, singing, and taking the message around and not getting any money. Because it was first the love. It was not about money. It was about the good message that we bring, the love and the unification, gathering people home and abroad. And within no time, these companies move into Jamaica and offer us large sum of money, record deal, and the contracts. Just that, if you take the deal, you will have to sell records, because if you don't sell enough records, you will end up owing the companies. So they give you producers to work with and sometimes writers. And that's where our argument change. We becomes more commercialized. Even the beat changes. So that drum and bass that used to rock its way through the hearts of the people now changes. So the A&R and the producers don't want to hear too much about our gods or too much righteousness. They want something to sell. Can be sex, gun, politics. So when they get what they wanted to hear on their label, the message, they could actually make it hit if they wanted to hit. They could buy slots on the radio station for your song to play. They could place on the billboard. They could put your records in the shop and actually buy them back. They could make your song eligible for their awards, such as Grammy,